Unlike every year, 2024 saw the launch of brand new product lines such as Apple Provision, Rabbit R1 and Humane AI devices. We also saw brands such as Apple, Samsung, Google, Windows and many others release their yearly upgrade to the flagship devices. However, almost everyone focused on AI. We could say 2024 is the year of AI as ChatGPT and other AI solutions continue to dominate this year with various updates and partnerships. In this video, I'm taking a look at 7 brands that have disappointed this year despite being a household brand for many years. I've excluded new product launches like the Rabbit R1 and Humane AI devices. Even though they failed miserably, they're not household names and will be omitted from this video. So in number 7th position, we've got Peloton. Peloton had a massive success during pandemic when everyone were forced to work from home and bought into the expensive machines such as the treadmills and the Peloton bikes. On top of that, people also bought into the expensive membership. It was an amazing product to actually bring a coach into your living room and you can mirror what they do and keep up with all the progress and goals and stuff like that. But as years went by, Peloton could not replicate on that success and could not capitalize on that growth. Recently, Peloton have announced a bike loan program because things have been so bad for Peloton, the people have not been buying their expensive products anymore. So what they've decided this year is for £200, you could rent the bikes and pay a subscription fee and then choose at the end of the subscription whether to pay the remaining money to buy their bikes or not. For a brand that has a lot of market share, they should be doing a lot more to grow their brand. So in 6th position, this might surprise you, is the Amazon Ring. So whilst Amazon had a lot of growth and continue to sort of grow their business model year on year and focus on AI, they've kind of neglected their smart home products, especially the Amazon Ring. There was zero innovation this year on the Ring product. The products are a couple of years old. The membership has gone, this year the membership has gone really expensive. Amazon has increased the price by £10 a year without actually giving anything in return to their users. The users have been buying into the basic membership fee just to record their clips online, but then the users are only still allowed to keep 30 days worth of footage in the cloud, and after 30 days it gets auto deleted. So no one really knows why there has been a price increase, because they just felt it's the right thing to do. And I think that's really disappointing from Amazon to actually increase the prices but not do anything about improving the product or bringing a new version in or continuing to keep up with all the other features that everybody else has been releasing. It would have been really nice for Amazon to actually integrate a lot of the AI features into the Ring. They failed to do that despite increasing the prices this year. So I think that is very disappointing. On 5th position, we've got Twitter, or shall I say X. This year, Twitter has officially changed their homepages to X, and now the rebrand feels a bit like fully complete this year. Despite the rebrand, a lot of the user base, including me, is still referring to it as Twitter. And the problem this year is that not only Elon Musk's tweet is being shoved down your throat every time you go in, it almost seems a bit like there's a thread for every single topic. You get random tweets in your timeline that often has a lot of threads in it, and then that ends up hooking you to multiple different things, but these threads sometimes don't appear in the right order. And then if there's a topic that you're following and the replies don't make any sense, there's just too many ads, it just feels like a massive letdown, and the purpose of Twitter or X has been lost, because what is the point of following a topic if the replies under the topic makes no sense whatsoever? I'm so confused whether I'm actually using X or I'm using the Instagram threads. That needs to improve, otherwise next year there'll just be so many people just moving over from X to blue sky. On number 4th position, we've got Samsung. Samsung had a fantastic start to the year with the S24 devices, and to be honest, I've seen a lot of YouTubers and a lot of influencers switch from an iPhone to a Samsung. Even I'm considering switching to a Samsung device next year. But despite the positive start, it feels like Samsung has disappointed a lot of its user base, mainly when it comes to releasing new products such as the Samsung Watch Ultra, which is a carbon copy model of the Apple Watch Ultra, including the colors and then the way how it looks, and then the pricing decision for the Fold 6 and then the flip phones. I mean, rumor has it that the next models are completely being slashed on the product lines. There has been other phone manufacturers that have brought in much better flip and fold devices, Samsung seems to have misjudged it completely and gone after money more than pleasing their fans. And on top of that, Samsung was also into the AI game really early. A lot of the features that were supposed to be for the new devices turned out to be applicable to all the other devices in terms of a feature being very exclusive, and therefore it's super premium and users having to pay the premium prices, when in reality it's being made available to everybody, but they're not even doing a very good job of that. I think if Samsung have decided not to increase the prices and then actually bring in innovation and optimize the products effectively this year, they would have started to attract more people from the iOS ecosystem, but they failed to capitalize on that and ended up this year on a disappointing note. So on the third position, we've got Apple. I find it very difficult to actually give Apple the third position here because they could have been anywhere in the list. Apple have been in the news a lot this year. Started the year off with the launch of the Pro Vision. That didn't go well, mainly because the price was super expensive. Not many people bought into it, and the people that have bought into it have all had a lot of issues and had to be refunded. Kudos to Apple for actually releasing an entirely new product line, and a first generation of anything is going to have a lot of issues. And also, they're not like Samsung, they're trying to copy something that's blatantly as the Ultra watch. Other things that they were in the news for, in terms of the iPhone 16 launch with the camera control, that didn't go too well because not many users liked them, and the over preaching of the Apple Intelligence and the slow rollout, launching a device that didn't have the promised features live for a couple of months, and then when the promised features come live, no one's really using them. I mean, Apple Intelligence on its own sounds good on paper, but Siri is still too bad. I think the only positive to come out of this whole Apple Intelligence is the 16 GB RAM on the MacBook Pros and the MacBook Air. Outside of that, I don't see any real benefit. It just feels a bit like this year for Apple, they're just surrounded by a lot of mixed reviews despite the positive that they've done. And it just doesn't feel like Apple. When new products are being released, there's just so many hype behind it. And this year just did not feel like it's the Apple way of doing things. And that is the biggest disappointing thing ever. On number 2, Sonos. This is very easy. I've already done a video. I think I've done a couple of videos on Sonos already on this channel. Sonos had a massively disappointing year. I mean, that's saying it lightly. As a user of Sonos product for over 4 years and spending a lot of money, they've completely messed up this year, including the app releases, some of the product releases having a lot of the issues, and the way how they tried to sort of damage control the entire fiasco was really bad. I do really hope that Sonos will pull through and actually come good, especially I'm hearing good things about the Sonos Ultra, but then also they're looking to move into TV. They're doing something with your data. There's changes to how the data is processed, and that seems to be like it's linked to the TV work that they're doing. If you're a customer of Sonos this year, I think 90% of the people would have struggled to use the product in one way or another. There should be no reason why a consumer who is buying their product should be put through what they put through their existing consumer base, whether that is them moving to an entire new code base and rewriting the app completely, or launching a new device and then that's bringing down the existing ecosystem. But Sonos just needs to do better. Yes, they have come a long way from the release in May, but no one should be put through that. And I think for a brand as premium as Sonos, it's massively disappointing that they've done that with the lack of quality testing, and the lack of apology and the way of doing things is a massive concern for me. The number 1 position goes to Sony. And it pains me to say I've put Sony in this position because this is the last company I thought I would be saying it's the most disappointing this year. Sony had a lot to go for this year. They've completely overtaken the video gaming market. They're beating Xbox by probably a country mile, but they've released the PS5 Pro. But the way how they've gone about doing things with the release of PS5 Pro is that the launch price was £700. So some of these customer bases were just recovering from scalpers buying a lot of the Sony consoles or Sony accessories and making it a lot more expensive. Sony has gone on to release a PS5 Pro that is super expensive. It's only a digital version, so you have to buy the extended disc drive attachment, again allowing scalpers to buy up the disk drive and making that really expensive. Spending £700 on a console that's giving you a marginal benefit over something that your base model can do. And also, it's very unlike of Sony to actually increase the price this much. I've always felt, despite it being charged £300 to £400 during product launches, felt like the PlayStation consoles are a great value for money, especially they last over 8 to 10 years. Like all of mine lasted over 8 to 10 years. Nothing broke for the 4-5 iterations I've had them. But this year, it just feels a bit like every single brand on this list has gone after money. And all the brands in this list are mainstream, everyday household brands. These are brands that have existed in a household for multiple years, for some of them even decades. And for everybody to go push the asking price of their products to a super high premium and give nothing in return, or tie their customer base behind subscription models, or not give them everything that your base model gives in terms of coming with a stand and having a disc and stuff like that, is super annoying, super frustrating. So yeah, there we go. 2024, despite it being an amazing year for technology, has disappointed when it comes to the premium everyday household brands. That's it. That's the end of the video. Do you agree with this list? If you do, drop a comment and subscribe to the channel to see more like this. If you don't agree, do let me know what other brands I've missed and anything else that I didn't touch upon, or anything else I unfairly said. Till I see you in the next video, have a nice end to the year. Take care.